Hi everyone, it's me, the one like the Sparkle Girl, okay Sparkle. So I just want to make like a final message about Emma, and I know some of you doesn't want to talk about her anymore, and I accepted that. But sometimes I just feel like she's not going to move on, guys, because that's the whole thing. Because every time we've all been trying to ignore her or whatever, she keeps trying to drag us into her drama and always carries on behaving and, misbehaving. And let's just say, can I just get to the point? This is getting way out of hand and it's starting to get on my nerve and it's getting annoying. So the fair point that we also need to respect Emma as well, not just her respecting us, because that's the whole thing. And I'm sorry guys, but I'm not here to yell at you, but I'm here to give you some like heart to heart sort of conversation here because I'm only doing this for all of you, well, for all our sake because I don't want any of us getting into trouble. So that's the whole point, guys. So believe me, I know, and as in I do understand where you're getting your sort of behavior coming at and that. I mean, and what I'm trying to say here, I know where you're getting at, as in, I know you're trying to be reasonable and that, but I don't personally blame you for being upset, but sometimes we need to think twice about how we say things and that and such. And and just because we're upset about whatever Emma did, it's not enough excuse for why we should attack her or whatever, because I know she can be a bully, but we also being a bully as well. I'm only saying this to remind you. And I know some of you will say that you're not being a bully, but clearly you are. I'm sorry if you can't like. I'm sorry if you can't see that way, but I'm just saying. But you got to accept that you can be a bully as well by judging Emma all the time and having her judging you can affecting your mental health some time to time, but we also need to respect Emma no matter how much we don't like it or not. So, so it's a fair point that we should always um, think twice about our, you know, words and behavior. And I know we all don't like Emma very much because the way she treats us and that since like for over the years already. But can I just be honest? I do feel your pain. Don't get me wrong, and I do feel sorry for all of us, and of course, sorry for Emma as well. But don't get me wrong, but I do sometimes have less of a sort of sorry for Emma some time to time. It depends on the whatever the situation is. But don't get me wrong, but I know perfectly well that I can be a bully myself anyway, so don't get me wrong. But I just rather prefer all of us just to be nice to Emma, no matter how much we don't like it or not, you know? And I'm sorry guys, but this has to stop. And and like I said, it doesn't matter what you guys think of about Emma. She deserves a chance, so I decided to give her a chance, whether you guys like it or not, whether I don't like it or not, you know? So maybe we all should quit with all the shenanigans and just give up already and give Emma a chance. I know she can be a pain to all of you guys, but I know she may not be the only person who can be upset and all that, who can something like that, but I'm just saying. So that's the whole point and the whole thing. Yes. And what worse is that every time we try to ignore Emma, she keeps making things worse by keep saying that she's sorry like every time when she's still in denial about her behavior and keeps attacking us and always throwing a tantrum. But I don't personally blame her, but sometimes she needs to think twice about it. Like, not to be sound mean or anything, but I don't think she's really that smart enough to think about our feelings sometimes, before she actually posts those type of videos, like cursing, ranting, all kinds. or trying to threat us. Seriously. And I know you guys will agree with me, and some people don't. That's totally fine. But if those of you who don't agree with me, then that's totally fine as well. But I'm just here just to say that we also need to think that Emma is just you know playing it about. So I know you guys will say that Emma's only think this is funny, but clearly this actually serious. So yeah, that's kind of true. And yes, I know some people can say that Emma deserves all the hate. Well, sometimes she can, but not always, as in like forever, guys. Because sometimes, like I said, give Emma a chance. Like, please, come on. When are you guys going to stop? Because those of you guys who has still been going on about Emma really needs to stop. Because no matter how many times you keep trying to get, as in give Emma attention, that's what she wanted. Because that's what she always wanted, guys. That's all she ever does. She always wants to get your attention. Just because she does bad things. So yeah, so I'm just saying, yes. Oh, and having some people been telling Emma's mom of it as well, even though I did the same thing like twice before, but I'd rather not argue with that woman anymore because it's best not to, because it's just pointless, guys. Sorry, boys and girls. It is pointless to argue with someone's parent. So so maybe it's best we don't argue with someone's parents just because their children is being a bully or whatever. And and yeah, it's no point on doing it anyway because it's not like they're going to support us anyway because the only thing about the children it is to be safe and that. So I don't possibly blame them, but sometimes some parents do need to support us as well, and not just their children all the time, because sometimes they need to think about their children. Can't always need to be, whatever. Because well, sometimes children do need discipline, no matter how much the parents like it or not. I'm just saying, because that's just the way things are. So that's just the way it is, because the whole thing is that children can't always get things in their own way, because it's not fair for the parents. Well, the grown-ups, yeah. So technically, whether if you have a parent or whatever, like a guardian or whoever you live with, they all need to to notice all those behaviors from their children. And, and sometimes to those who bullies other people like for no reason or whatever, you need to start telling your parents about it, whether you like it or not, because it's the only way to solve the problem. And it will help you guys to not to suffer anymore because it's the only way to deal with the situation. And I know you guys will not going to agree with me, but if those of you who don't agree with me, that's totally fine. But I just want to say, like, you can't just force people to hate someone or force people to like someone, because that's not right. You should respect people whether you like them or you don't like or you're neutral to them or whatever, something like that. So it depends really. So I just saying it, guys, because I don't want you guys to feel annoyed or angry, depressed or sad or whatever, or getting anxious about it. Just always go to your parents or guardian or your sibling, cousin or whatever, whoever you live with or you're close to, or if you want to go to talk to your teacher from your school or college or university, be free to do so because but if you wanted to call the police, that's totally fine. As long as you know the location of where this bully lives. As long as they live somewhat close to you, you can call the police. But if there's a who doesn't live close to you, or as in if they don't live somewhere in the same country as you, there's no point on calling the police sometimes because sometimes it's just wasting the police time with calling them by making some accusations, even though they can be true sometimes, but sometimes they can be fake. Oh, and another thing, just because you get bullied by someone and you want and you be like and you wanted them to leave you alone by saying that by asking them to leave you alone, there's no point on doing it because the more you keep saying to them to leave you alone, the more they keep on pestering you because that's the whole thing. Because my mum and dad told me about this, and I don't possibly blame you for wanting people who whatever to leave you alone. Well, that's just the whole thing. So yeah, I don't possibly blame you for being upset about it, but sometimes we just have to ignore those people, no matter how much, you know. Yeah. So I'm going to make a message to both Emma and her mom. So, okay, so Emma, I think you need to grow up because no matter how much you like it or not, it's just getting pathetic, this. So, I'm sorry for disappoint you, but not to be sound mean or anything, but you need to think about our feelings aside from your own because what you're doing is unacceptable and start facing the facts of what you did from the past since 2020 or whatever. But I'm telling you now, no matter how much you like it or not, Emma, you need to start being nice to us. So we can be nice to you. So that's the whole, well, that's fair. Now would it? So, so it's okay if you don't agree with me, whatever. And I do get it. I said I do understand that you can be angry with all of us, and I don't possibly blame you. But, but I think you need to stop misbehaving like this and start facing the consequence and the circumstances. And please, just, you know what, be nice. And so we can all be nice to you as well. So that's what I want to say. And I'm sorry, Emma, but I just feel like you don't understand that your behavior is affecting me and other people and not just yourself. Because threatening us people like killing us or whatever is unacceptable and that's not going to help. If you really don't like us giving you the hate, then you have to deal with it sometimes because the more you keep misbehaving like this, Emma, the less you have friends. And I'm sorry to tell you this, but it will be true one day if you keep carrying on like this. And if your mom, as in, if your mom is also watching this, then I suggest your mom to start telling you that you can't keep doing this for all the time, as in forever, because we all just wanted to to move forward, focus on ourselves, and ignoring you is the best solution sometimes. And well, of course, we don't want to ignore you sometimes because we do want to be friends with you as long as you promise to be nice to us. So, yeah, if you do want to be nice to us, then I will be nice to you. And I understand you don't like me very much, and I do get it. But sometimes you just need to think about it, Emma. So to Emma's mom, I think you need to talk to your daughter about this. And I'm sorry for telling you this, but you can't always have a go at us people just because we're telling you what your daughter did to us and that. Even if we can be bullies towards your daughter as well, but that's sometimes not good enough excuse for what she did. So please just just be forceful about it and but I'm not here to tell you what to do or anything, but I just want to say that I want you to understand that you can't just keep having a go of us just because we're asking you to tell your daughter as in, leave us alone and let us have some peace so we can have fun on YouTube because every time we go on YouTube, there's always chaos, drama, whatever, always misbehaving. So yeah. So please be understand, be support towards those people. no matter how much you don't know us, you need to support us whether you like it or not. And I'm sorry for saying it, but you have to support us because we don't deserve all the hate that Emma's giving us. And I know Emma doesn't deserve the hate either, and I don't blame you for getting upset about your daughter getting bullied by those people, but sometimes you just need to know that your daughter can be a bully as well. And I know I'm getting a bit too far here, but I'm just saying. So anyway, I'll leave you guys to it, but I don't want to hear any more arguments after this video, and I suggest everyone just to please just stop going on about Emma, because it's just getting annoying. So, and I know some of you will find it hard to ignore Emma, but you have to do it. Well, I'm not here to tell you guys off, and I know some of you will say that I am, even though I tried to be reasonable with you, because I'm trying. What I'm trying to say is that I want to help you, everyone, because the more you keep not ignoring Emma, the more you keep hating yourselves. So I'm sorry, guys. So anyway, I'll leave you guys to it, and oh, hang on a minute. And also another thing to Emma's mom, I rather you don't say that by. I rather you don't say it like this, since you're such a wonderful human being. Because the way you said that to me, I found that very offensive. And I'm sorry for saying, but you really did offend me for saying that. Because, so I know you mean well, but sometimes you can't just speak to me like that because it's rude. And I know I can be rude to you and your daughter as well some time to time, but sometimes you need to think about that you can't talk to me something like that because it's really, really offensive. Yeah. So anyway, like I said, I'll leave you guys to it, and I'm sorry everyone, I really am. I just can't do this anymore. So yeah. So anyway, I'll leave you guys to it, and I hope everyone can understand that I don't want to see any more arguments in the comments. Thank you. You can still comment as long as you don't argue, okay? Okay. Bye everyone.